Alright, we've got the Colt M1991A1. We're going to disassemble and reassemble this firearm. Nothing in the magazine, nothing in the chamber. Always make sure they're unloaded. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to release tension off of the spring. And it'll make it a little easier to disassemble. I've got me a little block here. They come in really handy. So I'm going to sit the firearm on the block. Now you've got basically a button right here. It's a piece, it's part of the spring. It's the cap over the spring. That pushes down, and then this piece is going to push to the left. So I'm going to push this down and move that to the left. It may be kind of hard to see. And you've got to have your thumb and nail out of the way, but then that just moves over just like that. Now hold on to this because it can shoot out, because that is part of the spring. The spring will not come out at this point. It's attached in there. Now you could yank it out and it will come off the piece it's attached to, but there's no need. Now we're going to pull the slide off. And to do that, we're going to pull it back. You see that little notch right there? You see the little metal behind this little notch. There's a little notch right here. And we're going to put that notch right there where you can see that little shiny piece of metal. We're going to push right here. We're going to push this that away. And you just got to line that piece of metal right in there until it just comes out, just like that. Now your slide will come off just like that. The slide's ready for cleaning. It's good to go. You're not going to go any further than that. Now we're going to pull the barrel back. We're going to pull this piece out. That's the rod and spring. Pop it there. Now the barrel on these, just like a 1911, they're going to have to come forward. Now, if you notice that it's not going to come out until we get this piece off here. Now we're going to push this back to the right, and there's a little notch down in there we've got to line up, and that will come out. And then your barrel will come out, just like that. So this is completely disassembled for cleaning. Now we can go clean it, and we come back and we're going to reassemble it in just a second. Please like, subscribe, and comment on this video below. Thanks. Alright, we're going to put it all back together now. We're going to take the frame and barrel. The barrel has to go in the front. And this little piece right here, this right there is what the pin that goes through the frame, it will go through that also. And that's what locks everything into place. Alright, so the first thing I'm actually going to do after I've got the barrel back in there is I'm going to put this little barrel nut. I'm going to put it in. You see that notch is lining up right there? Get it lined up, then I'm going to twist it on over to the right. So when you get it done, I'm going to have it twisted over like that. Now I'm going to send the spring through. Now the spring has a little groove right here, cut out right in there. That goes toward the barrel. So I'm going to send the spring through, and I'm going to put that on the barrel. Something like that. Now we can put the frame, or the slide back on the frame. So we're going to take the little notches right there, those little notches. See your frame right here, your little wings, they're going to go on just like that. Make sure you're holding your spring in place right in there. Now we've got to start watching for the, let's see, I don't know if you can see this or not. There it is. You see the little holes lined up inside. I know it's hard to see what's going on, but I have aligned the piece that I showed you earlier that's hanging off the barrel with this hole. So now that that is aligned, I'm going to go ahead and kind of start this. It is not properly or not perfectly lined up, because now I've got to put the little metal piece in line with that little groove again, and then I can seat it the rest of the way. So now it is seated. So when you're doing that, sometimes it is easier to go ahead and start seating it and then pull the little groove in line and then seat it the rest of the way. Also, there's a little pin right here that you may have to wiggle with that just a little bit. So you're going to have to, you might have to fight with it basically. And just kind of get there and just push real good and hard, and it will finally pop back and allow you to seat it in there. That is the biggest trouble that it does with me sometimes. Now with this, I'm actually going to pull the barrel as far forward as I can go, so that I can get this, it's a little cap basically. It just locks your spring into place. So we take the cap, we put over the spring. I'm going to put some tension here. Again, I'm using a little plastic block. You can use wood, plastic, whatever, something that's not going to damage your firearm. We're going to push this down, and we're going to lock that into place, just like that. So now that is completely assembled. Pull the trigger, rack, trigger, rack, trigger. Make sure everything's working properly. And this is the Colt M1991A1 reassembly.